I've heard a lot of good things about this trailer, so I am hyped.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I can do one thing right. With the time I got left, I can't do it alone.
Ooh. 7 out of 9 said that.
Dude, what are these animals? Welcome to Backseat Directing,
Where we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, and more.
we're your hosts,
Andrew.
and Aaron.
We put out new episodes every Monday and Thursday.
And on this episode, we're reacting to the newest The Boys trailer.
3, 2, 1, action. It's time. It's time.
Here.
Season 4.
Season 4, man. It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
They do a good job of getting these seasons out.
Well, also we
Don't they?
just got a season of Gen V too last year, so it feels like
Yeah.
it makes it feel like we got more, you know?
Right. It feels like really quick. Like we had to wait so long for Invincible, and then we only got half of it. So
Don't bring it up.
the boys are rolling, man. They're rolling. I've heard a lot of good things about this trailer, so I am hyped. I
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I usually can make it without seeing it, but
Yeah.
sometimes I know like
Yeah, I stayed away.
I haven't seen it either.
I stayed away.
Yeah, it's been a little hard to dodge too.
Yeah,
It's been
and
popping up.
We had Zach in our group chat being like, dude, it's so awesome. It's diabolical. I'm like,
Diabolical.
stop saying things right now.
Hey, can we say the C word just for this episode?
You can. Cute. All right, let's get into it.
Let's see it.
Let's not make the
The last one was so good that when they had the song from Imagine Dragons.
I look back at my life, and all I see are the messes I made,
That kid was in Boy Kills World, by the way.
and I ain't got time to fix it. I can do one thing right. With the time I got left, I can't do it alone.
MM was no
Can't do
facial
it
hair.
without you.
This country is corrupt beyond repair, so we gotta save it. It's not gonna be easy. We'll have to do some terrible things
Too close
for
to
the greater
home.
good. You'll no longer be beloved celebrities. You will be.
I remember seeing her
wrathful
character in
God.
it. It's like Firecracker or something.
Show me a little wrath.
That doesn't sound good, Ashley.
Oh, yeah, no shit, Ashley.
Sorry, Ashley.
The whole world is about to
Sam and
burn.
Kate.
We need someone like you, Billy, before the soups start rounding us up and dumping us off in camps.
I have found the answer
He's so handsome.
to all our prayers. A virus that kills soups.
This is insane and desperate, even for you.
Well, insanely desperate's where we are, don't you think, love?
Let's go. Chop chop, motherfuckers.
He looks skinny, man. I wonder if he...
This is a biblical war of good versus evil. I'm declaring hunting season on Starlight.
Who's that?
Can't believe this is fucking happening to me again.
I love Frenchie, dude.
Look, we've all done bad shit. What's insane is that our solution to every problem is murder. Violence isn't brave.
Is power. That's the spirit, champ. Who wants a creamy, delicious milkshake?
If we're ever gonna win against monsters,
Homelander on
we
ice.
need to start acting human.
7 out of 9 said that. It's a whole farm. I bet it's
You're
testing.
all fucking welcome.
So,
Dang.
one thought I had during the trailer, you know how they sold out of pink paint like nationwide when Barbie came out?
Sold out of
They're going to
blood.
sell out of fake blood for this to come out. But that farm has got to be genetic testing grounds for like Test V, like different versions of it, or 10th V maybe.
Or a virus that kills them.
Maybe they're like injecting them to give them the powers and then testing the virus to see if it kills the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's basically the way things work. Like we just talked about, Planet of the Apes, the genetic testing they test trials on animals. So
Yeah. Dude, that was crazy.
dude, V'd up chicken bursting through a man's chest, a la the face hugger from Alien.
And then the bullets were just bouncing off of
Yeah.
it's a Homelander chicken.
Hell, invincible chicken. Man, I wonder how much Temp V Butcher's going to use this season.
Dude. I don't even know what to say other than like, can we watch it already? We've already seen reports that it's completely done. Like, can we just release it?
As time goes on, I more and more so hate having to wait a week for new episodes of shows. Like, I know we all want to be able to binge stuff, but like, it's just getting so painful. Like, new animes coming out, shows like this, Invincible. Like, why do I have to wait a week for another
each episode?
Just put the whole show out there.
Yeah. I feel like that's the way to do it now. I know you get longer, like you stretch it out across longer pay periods, and then maybe there's a longer time that people are talking about it because it's going on for 2 months instead of 1 week. But that 1 week that it first gets released, the hype is so high if you have the whole season out that you can watch everything and then everyone is talking about it. Like I know my whole TikTok is going to be just the boys that week. If the whole thing came out at once. Do you think they're going to drop 3 episodes at once for the first week?
Weren't they doing 2? Were they doing 3?
Gen V, I thought it was 3. It could have been 2. I was watching it on the car on the way home from a trip, so I don't remember how much.
I think usually Prime drops 2 because that's what they did with the first season of Invincible. They dropped 2.
Yeah.
I remember being very frustrated when there wasn't a 3rd episode.
Yeah. I think with Reacher, I thought it was 3 because I remember like I had the whole weekend free and I was looking for something to do. So I was like, I'm going to watch Reacher. I liked the first season a lot. And I watched the first either 2 or 3 episodes and then it stopped and I was expecting to watch more and I was pissed and I did not finish the season. I just didn't go back. Like they had my attention, they lost my attention.
That's another thing too with the waiting a week is you probably lose some viewers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably like a toss up for both benefits.
Yeah, it's like you definitely lose more viewers that way, I think. For people to be able to watch it on their own pace, I think is better. Because you can watch 2 or 3, 4 episodes, and whether you stop or not, you can pick it up the next day kind of thing. And yeah, week to week, like things just come up, like even when we try to do like a watch party for Invincible, it's like, hey, we'll watch it together. Oh, wait, something came up. Now we have to watch it separate. Oh, wait, something come up. I'm going to watch it the next day. Oh, wait, actually, I have something too, so I'm going to watch it the next day. So now we're watching it like 3 or 4 days later than what we meant to.
And the conversation's not as strong in that, like, as if we just watched it all together.
Right, yeah. Man, I want them to drop the whole thing. They'll probably only drop 1 at a time.
Let's put in a call with them.
Yeah. Hey, our people will talk to your people.
We'll organize it.
That makes us sound bigger. Our people.
Who's our people?
No, they don't need to.
Don't worry about it. So,
it's just backseat directings people at gmail.com.
So I want to talk about.
But we run it,
Yeah. I think we should discuss the comic book differences. I've read quite a few of the comic books. For the boys, it's gonna fall. So if you
just came out of my mouth.
So if you're ready to go into that spoiler territory, we can give people that warning so they can hop off. And
Wait, you gonna spoil it for me?
Yeah.
Why did you spoil it for me? I don't want to be spoiled.
I don't think it's spoilers.
Well, then why did you just say spoilers?
It's comic spoilers.
Okay, but not for the show?
It's already so drastically different in the show. Like Sam and Kate don't exist.
All right, tell me. But if something happens that was a big moment in this season that you reveal to me right now, I'm going to be upset.
So I might know who Black Noir is. Because Black Noir, obviously, the previous version died in season 3 when Homelander ripped his guts out.
Is it someone we already know?
Maybe. But I know who Black Noir is revealed as in the comics. And that could be the route that they're going, or it could not. Because they've already taken so many obvious liberties in the comics. All the characters take V and not temp V. They get permanently souped. So like in the comics, there's none of this plot line with Butcher having
That's fine.
this.
Tell me who it is.
So in the comics,
I'll be mad at you, but tell me who it
and
is.
keep in mind, like I said, a lot of differences in the comics. In the comics, Ryan doesn't even exist. The like Homelander baby rips its way out of Butcher's wife and kills her like in the middle of the night. So different, obviously, right? There's no Ryan plotline. In the comics, Black Noir, when he's unmasked, turns out to be a clone of Homelander. And he's been secretly going around like doing incriminating things to make Homelander look even worse than he is and getting like evidence taken of him so that they can stockpile evidence against Homelander. But he's also was created as a last ditch effort to defeat Homelander in case he ever went rogue. So he was like a Homelander they totally have under their thumb, but he's even more vile and evil than Homelander because like he does like these horrible things to just because he can. And there is this big altercation at the end of the comics where there's Black Noir, Homelander, and Butcher, and Homelander kills Black Noir as the clone of him, and Butcher kills Homelander. That's my spoiler. Down it goes. But that could be very well what happens with Black Noir coming back. He's totally masked up head to toe, so like he could be coming back as a white guy. We'd have no way to know.
Do you think Homelander's going to die this season?
I think Homelander will die potentially. The only time I would think Homelander would die would be whatever's the last season.
And this is not the last season.
I think they have one more, right? That's what they said.
I think I saw somewhere that they were confirmed for another one.
I believe they're planning for 6 to be their last season. Unless
this is 4, right?
I'm sorry, the next season. I believe they're planning for 5 to be their next season.
Okay.
If that's not just a rumor.
So,
but there will also be more seasons of Gen V, I believe. The way they ended that.
Yeah, but they're running into. They have to figure things out with the passing of what's his
Chance
name?
Perdomo, I think.
Yeah, which man, that stinks so much. You know,
He's a big part. He's a huge star of the show.
yeah.
Like,
I think they were like just about to start filming the next season too, so they have to rethink a lot of stuff. Talking about Gen V though, like they said that Gen V ends right where this season of The Boys picks up.
which makes perfect sense watching the trailer because they're talking about this disease that kills soups. So the whole
Yeah, I was
plot
gonna
line of
say
Gen
like,
V.
how do you think it all is connected and where we're picking up? Like, what do you think's gonna happen?
Having to wait like a year between seasons like dilutes my memory so badly.
Oh, same.
But there's like that woman who's like a congresswoman and she's like the head popper. She has the same powers as Marie Moreau. So I think she'll be heavily entangled with this season. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is stepping in kind of with, what's the other woman's name? Marjorie or something with an M. The other woman who's like from the FBI, CIA.
Sure.
So I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan is stepping in as like another like government official that's trying to like regulate the boys and get them to like stop all the corruption involved with soups. There's going to be a lot of like layers to this season because you've got that congresswoman. You've got who she I think is the last one that had her hands on the virus. She has some vendetta against soups relating to like Edgar, the guy who was running. So like I just feel like it's getting so complicated. Like I need like a chart.
Right. I will say though, even though it is complicated, this is definitely my most anticipated show of the year, for sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of all the shows that are coming out this year.
I haven't really watched outside of Invincible really any shows this year. Like I haven't been able to like sit down and just find a show that really captures my attention. Like Fallout came out, I watched the first few episodes and it was good. It was good. I liked it. It looked fantastic. The story was great, but for whatever reason I just didn't feel connected to it and I just haven't gone back, you know, like things came up and when I was watching it, I didn't have time to continue and I just didn't make myself go back to it. We're just going to leave it. So like, I'm excited to have a show to watch again. And I can't think of any other show that's coming out in the next year that I'm like really excited for.
The only other thing that I can think of off the top of my head is all animes, like One Punch Man season 3, Blue Lock season 2. Like, so live action shows is probably what I'm most excited for the year.
Probably.
Yeah.
You can't say definitely. What other live action show are you looking for?
I don't know, man. There's Marvel shows coming out all the time. Like they could put out a banger.
Right. That's the last time you watched the Marvel
What if
show,
Agatha
bro.
Coven of Chaos or whatever it's called is better than Boys season 4?
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
I'm leaving a little bit of room, the door cracked a little bit because I don't know. I can't think of all the shows that are coming out this year.
I feel like
what
sometimes,
if they
Andrew,
put-
you're like half in, half out on the boys. Like you love it sometimes, and then sometimes you're just very neutral to where it seems like you're past neutral and you don't like the show.
Yeah.
You know, I need Justin's level of hype right now for the boys, and you're not giving it to me.
I really loved The Boys season 1, and I really loved moments of season 3, and I really loved Gen V season 1.
So that's season 2 you didn't like, but we're 2 seasons past that with the Gen V in the middle. So
When I think of the show, I just think of a lot of like dead space, honestly. I feel like the show's not like full enough. I do like it. I just feel like, I don't know, as time goes on, like maybe I just need to like rewatch. When I rewatched season 1, which I did last year, I really loved it.
yeah.
Still, like season 1 I think is some great television.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from, of how like some things get repetitive and it at times feels like maybe they're not progressing.
That's why I like Gen V, because it was new characters, fresh.
But at the same time, like I am invested in the characters so much that even if they're not accomplishing their goal very quickly, or maybe even at all, because their goal is to kill Homelander, like I'm still so invested in everything that happens. And a lot of that is, yes, the shock value of things, but then just the characters. Like I really am interested in the whole cast and crew, you know?
Let me ask you this. If they were dropping Blue Eyes Samurai season 2 this year, would you be more excited for that or The Boys season 4?
Luckily, I don't have to consider that at all.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, but I don't have to. That's hard. And the reason it's hard is because we have more of the boys, you know? I've seen the world a lot more, so I know more about it. It's also live action versus animation. I feel like that is a difference, you know? Like, it is hard to compare those two. You know, I mean, they have a lot of the same elements, obviously, you know, like you got the story and how they like set up their shots and their movement of the camera and stuff like, but at the same time, it's still hard to compare them. I don't know. Don't make me choose. I wasn't ready to make this choice.
Did you notice anything in this trailer that you feel like was like a hint or like Easter egg or anything?
Not anything more than what we've already talked about, you know, kind of with the Gen V stuff and whatnot. I feel like they didn't really tell us too much, you know, like I think they just showed us that, hey, this season's also going to be just as gruesome as all the other seasons. Not necessarily like, hey, there's this storyline. If anything, it feels like because they've always kind of parodied the real world, you know. If anything, it feels like that even more so with everything that's going on, you know, like it being election year and with all the stuff happening overseas. Like it feels really real of how humans
feels poignant
have responded to situations. And that's something that I've always enjoyed about the boys, is that they make it feel real in terms of like, if there were superheroes, it would probably be as messed up as this.
Profiteered.
Yeah, like it probably wouldn't be as clean and as noble as like Captain America and
there's no
Superman.
way.
Like it would be like politicians and celebrities, you know, who have all these powers, businessmen that have all this power and use it for their advantage to gain.
Yeah.
You know, not to help the good of the people, because that's what good people do.
Traditionally, comics are like, on a traditional sense, I know there's way better written characters, there's way more gray area, anti-heroes and all that, but at the base, the core, is definitely where comics started, very black and white.
Yeah.
It's like people are either all good and they're the hero, or like they're all bad, they're all Superman or they're Lex Luthor. And like, this is very different than that. It's like there's not just a good and bad, there's so many different angles in a real world. There's money, there's, you know, your morals, there's religion, there's everything.
Well, in this, there is no one who's really that like good moral character. Everyone has their flaws.
You could argue,
and that's what it is in real life.
I think you could argue the closest thing we have is probably Starlight.
Yeah, but even she's done some
crazy
things, you know, like in the Avengers, like you always have Captain America there, you know, to make up for the deficits of everyone else in a way. You know, you always have Superman who's so noble and stuff. And yeah, there's some like timelines or storylines where he's the bad guy, you know, but for the most part, those characters are always doing the right thing for the right thing's sake. And I feel like that's just not how things really are.
Yeah, that person existing is like 1 in 100 billion.
That's
like,
more surprising than superheroes.
Yeah.
Like
somebody who
people
always
have powers.
Somebody who always does what's right.
Yeah.
Like in reality, you take even a great person and they will not be like Captain America. He's beyond a great person. He's beyond realistic.
Absolutely.
So like even a great person does things selfishly, does things like there's another thing I said, like I said, there's, you know, money, religion, morals, but there's affiliations too. Like who are you affiliated to? Who's on your team? Who's your brand, your company, your employer? Like
I'm not affiliated with you.
Incredible. So yeah, it's definitely.
You caught me monologue.
It's definitely.
Gosh, that movie's so good.
It's a great movie. They should make.
But even he's a flawed character, Mr. Incredible.
Syndrome. Yeah.
And Syndrome.
He's mostly perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still very excited. I'm personally most excited to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and then on top of that, I'm also very excited to see the characters from Gen V, Kate and Sam. We saw Kate Dunlap and Sam briefly in the trailer from Gen V. Sam is the one who has like the hallucinations, and Kate is the one who can like tell people whatever, like she can control them by touching them. So I'm really excited for that. And then the third thing I'm really excited for is to see where this plot line goes with Ryan. Like Ryan, the son, is being torn between his biological father, Homelander, and his wicked ways, and torn between Butcher and his wicked ways also. So I think it'll be interesting to see like how they approach that. Like Superman, or like there are de facto Superman, Homelander, taking this kid and like molding him into a supervillain, but like thinking he's like trying to raise him to be good, thinking he's trying to be the good dad that he never had. Really interesting, a lot of layers. There's always been a lot of layers to Homelander. But then how is Butcher going to interject? Is like he going to try to kidnap Ryan, or no, because Ryan made the decision? Is he going to try and go after Homelander? Like there's a million routes.
Yeah. I'm excited. Very excited for this to come out. When's it drop? June 13th or something?
We can find out.
It's like that. It's
like that?
It's like that. You like that?
It's soon.
Look, June 13th. Boom. I was right.
You're a genius.
Yeah, I know. See, it's like that.
June 13th, boy. Man,
right.
I hope we get 2 episodes at least.
Dude, please. What do you guys think? Are you guys as excited as I am for this season? Or are you as excited as Andrew is for this season?
Or are you less excited than Andrew?
Whew. If you are, get out of my comments, bro. Come on, what are you doing here? We have a Discord, guys, where we talk about different movie topics. We do polls and rankings, and we talk about upcoming movies and stuff. And then what else to say? Oh, you can also like do suggestions for upcoming topics.
It's a lot of fun.
We've done a bunch of recommendations from our Discord, and it costs how much, Andrew?
For free.
So please join the Discord if you want to kind of join the community of our film-loving
community
people.
The community of our film-loving community. That's the tagline of the Discord.
There we go.
Make sure you check us out on all our social media platforms. We're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, X. We're anywhere that you find your podcasts. So we're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Make sure to check us out on Spotify because you can follow, rate the show, preferably with 5 stars. I mean, if you want to give 4.5, we tolerate that, but preferably 5. But the best thing you can do for the show to support us, and it would mean the world if you could share us with friends and family. It's the way we grow our audience. It's the way that we make something out of this so that we have more movie lovers together to chat and enjoy the things that we care about. But we really appreciate anybody that came along to watch this, especially to this very last second. It means the world to us. And
that's a wrap.